So, like I touched on at the beginning there, this episode is a suggestion from a listener. So, Anton Smith is our winner of the Reef Factory Reef Flare Light, and he came up with the suggestion of, is reef keeping affordable in Australia? How do we get more people into the hobby? And how do you supplement the hobby in your situation? Now, I'm sure it's very different to our scene here in Australia. It's very, very different to America and Europe and everything like that. We can only talk to what we are seeing here.
Oh,
I can talk.
Hey, sorry. Let me take these out. Hey, Ben. It's been a while. I was just listening to the Submerged Podcast. I actually won a reef light. So in this video today, I guess what we'll do is open it, have a look. It's not an AI light, so I'm actually pretty keen on looking at it. It's a Reef Factory Flare Pro, not the blue. So I'll actually show you what I'm going to do with it, and by the time this video comes out, it's actually been running for a little while. So thank you so much to the Submerged Podcast. It's got Hadley from Sydney Reefing. It's got Sam Parker from Parker's Reef. And it also has Jared, who is what I believe a wholesale distributor. He runs a business doing that. So it's got three guys from the hobby in all different sort of scenarios. So it's got some really good perspectives of the hobby, and it's based around what happens in Australia in the reefing scene, sort of. That's what I'm gathering anyways. They're only a few episodes in. They're currently hosting another giveaway. So make sure you listen, because if you're in Australia, you want to win something, like I did, you never know. But anyways, what we'll do is I'll take you off the mount and we will get into what's going on with the reef tank. So it's been a while since you guys have seen the reef tank. I have a new aquascape. So there's a few things that have changed, a few new corals. Most importantly, the aquascape. So the Cade 1800 is going really great. The aquascape I had, I didn't really like, and a local reefer was actually getting rid of this aquascape and a few SPS corals, but unfortunately the SPS corals did sort of wither away. You can see they're not there anymore. They did pass away. I believe it's to do with the slime that the big leathers that I have produce, but it's also that this reef tank is relatively new. So there is that. So the Aussie Reefer Anton Cade 1800. I don't have a name for this tank right now, so that'll do. What is happening? Why do I have new rocks? Well, I have a whole new aquascape, minus the rear of this bit and the front of this rock here. So what I've actually done is I've got a whole aquascape off John. He was a local reefer that shut down his tank. Was a Cade 1800 actually, but he was into SPS and just decided, you know what, I'm just going to turn it into a freshwater, salt water I've had enough of. So yeah, he said, anyone want his rock free, and snatched it up for a steal. So what's actually cool about this aquascape is it is on acrylic rods. So I have the whole scape sort of pieced together with acrylic rods. He did disassemble it, so that was a bit of a mission to figure out how to get it back together. And it has been in the tank for a little while now. Another thing that is new is, I wonder if you guys have noticed yet, this rabbit fish. So I did post a few reels on Lola the rabbit fish. That's what we've named him or her, they or them, whatever you want to call it. So Lola's actually a bit of a bully. Lola was bullying a foxface in a mate's tank down the road, and he said, take it. He said, this rabbitfish is pissing off my magnificent foxface. So he said, if you want it, come get it. You're the closest local. He goes, I don't want to deal with selling it. It's smashing my foxface to pieces. And man, oh man, that is a nice rabbitfish. So I've never actually thought I would enjoy having a rabbitfish, but here we are. Lola's, she's a bit of an algae eater. Loves her algae. Absolutely stunning fish. I cannot say any more. Lola's a two-barred rabbitfish. So foxfaces are also rabbitfish. You don't want to touch the top of their spines. They've got sort of like a toxin in their spines. But yeah, that's another thing that's new. I've gotten rid of the wave maker that was here, and I'm just sort of dealing with a oil slick at the top. It is kind of annoying. I'm trying to program the wave makers at the moment to sort of get rid of that oil slick. But yeah, the AI blades, they're pumping. They look great. I'm actually absolutely loving that I did this with the no cables. It's absolutely awesome. But main thing that I was listening to before, the Submerged Podcast, let me show you. So, what I have actually won is, I'll put a video here, the Reef Factory Reef Flare LED light that Reef Factory sell. It's an awesome light that I've never tried before, so I'm really keen on trying it out. So let's cut back now, and there's Lola the rabbitfish, our new fish, and here is our Reef Factory Reef Flare Pro S in the Pro S. It's funnily enough mounted with an AI Hydra mount. And then I've got some clips up there from an old hanging kit, and the hanging kit ended up working. But you might be wondering, why, Anton, is the reef flare in the sump? Well, let me come back up here and point to this guy. Mr. Stripey here likes eating zoas. So what I've decided to do is create a zoa farm in my sump. Well, someone was fragging zoas, clearly. Not me. I am now. So if you want any zoas, hit me up. If there's anything you see you like, hit me up. If you're local to Australia and New South Wales, hit me up. But I decided to use the Reef Flare Pro S to light up my zoas in the sump. And I bought all these zoas off a guy local to me. He just said, I'm done. I don't want to frag any more zoas. He said, these zoas here taking over my frag rack. But he said, come grab them. I said, no worries. Got a deal on them. Absolute steal. We've just got a little in-tank filter down there creating a bit of flow. Zoas don't need much flow. They also don't need too much light. So that light's currently set on like 30%, and the zoas are absolutely loving life. But yeah, I got heaps of these, don't even know what they are, but there's a lot of zoas that are just mixed in there. And yeah, I'm gonna grow them out and end up fragging them. But yeah, that is what I did with my Reef Factory light that I won from the Submerged Podcast. And thanks to the boys from the Submerged Podcast for the giveaway, because yeah, without that, wouldn't be able to frag all these zoas. Mind you, wouldn't be able to keep all these zoas because of Stripey. So I think that's where he's got his yellow colour from. I know they're sort of yellow, but normally Stripey's are black and white, and everyone says my Stripey's real yellow. So, and my LA Lakers, which are a yellow zoa, did disappear when I added him to the tank. But yeah, that Reef Factory light, it's awesome. So if you need any zoas, hit me up. Really loving this little sump setup. I've just got to get the nutrients under control and get the algae under control as well. Might chuck a few snails down there, but then again they might just get stuck in the pumps. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. The algae's not too bad at the moment. That zoa's closed, I'll have to fix him up. But yeah, they're just getting used to the new light at the moment. Thank you again to the boys from the Submerged Podcast. I love the look of that light. Just it wouldn't do anything for above the tank, so it's down there. In regards to how the actual Cade's going, I do have a bit of algae growing on the bottom of the glass. I am lacking a bit of flow, and actually, I have another thing under the sump. So, there is a issue that I've come across with the Cades. Under here, I'll add a clip, but this door at the end of the sump, all the way at the end, right? Up here gets really hot and there's a lot of stagnant air. So over there, you might be able to see what I've done. So condensation builds up, and what I was finding was water was pooling under the legs just from condensation. So down here, what I've actually done is I grabbed these AC Infinity fans just off a website. They're just little USB fans. There's a bit of fluff on that one. Let me get that. Anyways, as I was saying, these fans, they're not very powerful, but inside this cabinet, from this back wall onwards to the front of the Cade tank, it gets like no airflow. I'm not sure if that's a known issue, but all I've done back here is just drill a couple of 125 holes, screwed in the fans to the back of it, and yeah, they're just on high. You can't hear them at all. Like I'm literally, here, let me hold the mic up to them. You literally cannot hear them. They're silent. But yeah, that's doing the job. I can actually feel air sort of coming in between the doors now. And it just pumps air around the tank, sump area. So I'm hoping this will increase pH a little bit as well, just with the skimmer being under the sump. The air intake for the skimmer is under the sump as well. So I'm hoping that'll increase the pH, grow my zoas faster, and hopefully help with the display tank as well. It's something that I would probably recommend Cade owners to do. It's all about putting it on this side up here, but you've got the electronics control panel. Didn't want any water splashing in there, so I kept it separate. So they're over there. They're just sucking from where the chiller section should be. I don't run a chiller on this. But yeah, my filter rolls ran out again. I have been dosing lanthanum chloride to the tank to try and reduce my phosphates and nitrates. My nitrates and phosphates are always high in this tank just because I like feeding my fish. But yeah, that's why the filter rollers ran out once again. Sort of just what happens with the new tank. But with this being a new fish, this is also a new coral, and so is that one. This, believe it or not, is a leather coral that I believe is a probably close relative to the weeping willow. This leather coral is absolutely amazing. I believe it's a Sustainable Reefs frag. I bought it at a pet quarters show, as well as this coral here. So this coral is just a cabbage coral. Not too sure if it's happy in that spot. Really enjoy the weird soft corals. Hence why I have a purple coral that's currently upset. and more weird soft corals up there. But I haven't owned a cabbage coral before, so looks good to me. They don't really have polyps. Well, it has a few little polyps, but maybe it should have more. Not too sure. As I said, I'm struggling with a little bit with flow in this tank. So this side flow seems good. If you've seen my forefoot, you'd know that big leather coral absolutely loves being at the top in the sinularia where the clownfish hide out. The absolute monsters of clownfish. They love their sinularia. I did have this sinularia in this corner here, so now they sort of, as you can see, swim back and forth between the two sinularias. But yeah, I decided this needed more corals in the middle, so I've rearranged a few things between a few photos, a few videos on Instagram, a few reels. I only have the two AI Nero 5s on either side, and I have a, I'll go to the other side, I'll show you. I have another Tunzi wave maker. It's actually kind of hard to see. Does need a bit of a clean. It is pointing upwards on an angle, and the Neros are sort of 3/4 up on the tank. So everything gets good flow, but just some detritus is settling. Mushrooms are loving life. But yeah, as you can tell, there's not a whole lot of flow in the middle. That's what I'm having issues with. Lots of flow on the end. We've got coralline algae. That's an actual update. Look at that, coralline algae. So I got coralline algae growing on the very, very far end. This leather is absolutely loving life here. I have no idea what it is, but in my forefoot, that was just like a little scribbly mess and absolutely loves it there. So yeah, and then that's another new leather coral I got. It's just a devil's hand. You'll see it in a second. There we go. It's yeah. So that's pretty much a full update of how far Cade 1800's going. Haven't added many more corals. We're doing house renovations at the moment and just sort of riding the wave of a new tank. I don't want to call it new tank syndrome, but my forefoot versus this, it's going to take a while to get it back to where it was. And what I'm really hoping as well is that this tank becomes just as established as a forefoot and faster. I am still dosing the Genesis Rock Booster, still dosing that from Polyp Lab, and I am still dosing their coral food. So the fish react to it really well, and the corals actually react to it really well. I've actually ran out of frozen fish food, so that'll probably be the next episode that you guys see. So make sure you subscribe, drop a comment if there's anything that I missed. If there's anything you want to see with the fans, I can make a dedicated video to that. If not, it's just installing PC fans that are USB powered. It's nothing you can't do with a hole saw and a bit of ingenuity. So like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, make sure you're following for a future update. It's been a short update video, but it's good to be back. I have been between jobs and finally settled down. So yeah, thank you for watching. Peace.